Hello everyone, this recording is going to go over the Chapter 4 assignments for To Kill a Mockingbird. This first assignment is going to focus on a key passage, and then it's going to make you make some connections with that passage. Then we're going to take a look at the assignment in Buzz that's going to be graded, and it's going to be based off of this activity. So let's go ahead and get started. As you read this version of Boo Radley's life as imagined by the kids, highlight the details that have been completely created in their imaginations. In other words, highlight all details for which you have seen no textual evidence. Here's the text. It was a melancholy little drama, woven from bits and scraps of gossip and neighborhood legend. Mrs. Radley had been beautiful until she married Mr. Radley and lost all of her money. She also lost most of her teeth, her hair, and her right forefinger. Dill's contribution. Boo bit it off one night when he couldn't find any cats and squirrels to eat. She sat in the living room and cried most of the time while Boo slowly whittled away all the furniture in the house. The three of us were the boys who got into trouble. I was the probate judge. For a change, Dill led Jem away and crammed him beneath the steps, poking him with the brush broom. Jem would reappear as needed in the shapes of the sheriff, assorted townsfolk, and Miss Stephanie Crawford, who had more to say about the Radleys than anybody in Maycomb. When it was time to play Boo's big scene, Jem would sneak into the house, steal the scissors from the sewing machine drawer when Calpurnia's back was turned, then sit in the swing and cut up newspapers. Dill would walk by, cough at Jem, and Jem would fake a plunge into Dill's thigh. From where I stood, it looked real. When Mr. Nathan Radley passed us on his daily trip to town, we would stand still and silent until he was out of sight, then wonder what he would do to us if he suspected. Our activities halted when any of the neighbors appeared, and once I saw Miss Maudie Atkinson staring across the street at us, her hedge clippers poised in midair. One day we were so busily playing Chapter 25, Book 2 of One Man's Family, we did not see Atticus standing on the sidewalk looking at us, slapping a rolled magazine against his knee. The sun said 12 noon. "What are y'all playing?" he asked. "Nothing," said Jem. Jem's evasion told me our game was a secret, so I kept quiet. "What are you doing with those scissors, then? Why are you tearing up the newspaper? If it's today's, I'll tan ya." "Nothing." "Nothing what?" said Atticus. "Nothing, sir." "Give me those scissors," Atticus said. "They're no things to play with. Does this by chance have anything to do with the Radleys?" "No, sir," said Jem, reddening. "I hope it doesn't," he said shortly, and went inside the house. "Jem, shut up! He's gone in the living room. He can hear us in there." Safely in the yard, Dill asked Jem if we could play any more. "I don't know. Atticus didn't say we couldn't." "Jem," I said, "I think Atticus knows it anyway." "No, he don't. If he did, he'd say he did." I was not sure, but Jem told me I was being a girl and that girls always imagine things. That's why other people hated them so. And if I started behaving like one, I could just go off and find someone else to play with. "All right. You just keep it up then," I said. "You'll find out." Atticus's arrival was the second reason I wanted to quit the game. The first reason happened the day I rolled into the Radley front yard. Through all the head-shaking quelling of nausea and Jem yelling, I had heard another sound, so low I could not have heard it from the sidewalk. Someone inside the house was laughing. All right, now, in this activity, what you're going to do is you're going to make some connections and think about this game. So they're essentially playing this game where they're making up facts and details about Boo Radley's life, and they're reenacting his life in their front yard to where some neighbors like Miss Maudie Atkinson spots them and she's like, "What the heck are they doing?" And then clearly Atticus has some suspicions because he brings up like this better not have anything to do with the Radleys. Now, in these first two responses here, all you're going to do is you're going to list 2 to 3 reasons to support each of the statements below, even if you don't personally agree with the statement. So think of 2 to 3 reasons why it's totally fine for the kids to play this Boo Radley game. So one reason you might put is that nobody really knows what they're doing. It's all just between the three of them, and they're using their imagination. So you might make the claim that it's harmless because Boo Radley and Nathan Radley don't know what they're doing. So it's just a fun game they play amongst themselves. All right, think of at least 1 or 2 other reasons why someone might view this as okay, as a fine activity for the kids to be playing. The next one says it's completely inappropriate for the kids to play this Boo Radley game. So for this one, you want to think of reasons why this game is not okay for them to be playing. One reason might be that they're just perpetuating these rumors, that they're basing most of their story about made-up details, and they're adding to the made-up details. So like Dill says that Boo Radley bit off his mom's finger. So they're adding to the rumors. So you might say that might be a reason this is inappropriate for the kids to play. Make sure you're adding, again, 1 to 2 more reasons why it would be completely inappropriate for the kids to play this game. All right, this next section, you're going to brainstorm instances in today's society where we put someone's life or history on display for the entertainment of others, often without their permission. Now, it might not be their life history, maybe it's just part of their life or a glimpse or a moment. So one example here might be celebrities. So we'll often look at tabloids or read stories about celebrities, and it might just be them doing very mundane things, but people are writing about their just goings and comings of everyday life. So maybe that's an example you give here. And again, try to fill out at least half of these. So think of other times where we put people's lives on display. Now, number 4 says, in your opinion, why is it currently socially accepted to use other people's pictures or stories without their permission or as a source of entertainment? So like, for example, someone might see something at a grocery store. Maybe someone's wearing this really crazy, weird looking outfit. Someone takes a picture of it or snaps a picture of it and sends it out to their friends. Like, why do you think it's viewed today as that being socially acceptable? So why do people think it's okay to take a picture of somebody without their knowledge and send it to like give them and their friends a good laugh? Go ahead and put your response to that in number 4. From there, you're going to do number 5. So it says finish these sentence starters in order to create true observations about society. So you're going to say people often use images of others too, and you're going to fill out the blank or fill in the blank here. So you might say people often use images of others to make fun of individuals and to entertain them in their friends groups. Okay, that works. If you can think of another reason why people often use images of others too, or what they use images of others for, go ahead and fill in that blank with your own ideas. The next one, people will use parts of other people's lives to entertain themselves when. So in what situations do people use other people's lives to entertain themselves? The next question, people will use parts of other people's lives to entertain themselves because. So here you're getting at the why we use people's lives to entertain ourselves. The next one says many people are entertained by the flaws of others because. So you might say, okay, well, we're entertained by the flaws of others because it maybe makes us forget about our own flaws. Or again, here, there's a lot of different possible responses. Come up with your own response. And then the last one, the impact on society of using others' lives as a source of entertainment is. So how is this impacting us? How does it impact us that we are doing this, that we're using other people's lives as a source of entertainment? And a lot of times without their permission. Once you've completed this activity, go ahead and submit it to the Buzz agenda. We are going to go ahead and work our way to Buzz, and I want to talk you through how to do the assignment that is in your agenda. All right, so this written response for Chapter 4 Theme Connection is going to be graded, so you're going to want to make sure you do this. So go ahead and click Written Response Chapter 4 Theme Connection. Now, it gives you the link to the activity we just did. That's just saying like, hey, use this activity to help you. But what you're going to do is you're going to click Start, and it's going to take us to this page where we're then going to answer some questions. So it's going to give you the passage again. Don't worry about that since we just read it. We're going to scroll down. So it says, follow the race strategy and respond to the following prompt. In the provided passage, the kids are putting the Radleys' life on display for their own entertainment. How does this instance in the story connect with how people in society put other people's lives on displays for their own enjoyment? So you're going to restate that question. You're going to say, so this instance in the story connects with today's society and how people put other people's lives on display in this way. And so explain that. give a specific instance and then explain that instance. So you may say, this passage where the children are putting Boo Radley's life on display connects with how we put celebrities' life on display. Or this passage connects with how people will take pictures of people in public and send it out to their friends for their own enjoyment. So that's the restate and the answer part of this. You're then going to cite a specific instance. So there's where you might say, an example where I've seen this in society is, and give the example, and then explain how that example connects with the story. All right. Then the second question says, following the race strategy, again, respond to the following prompt. In your opinion, why is it currently socially accepted to use other people's pictures or stories without their permission as a source of entertainment? So again, you're going to restate it and answer it. So you're going to say, in my opinion, it is currently socially accepted to use other people's pictures because, give your answer. You're going to cite a specific example that goes along with what you were stating here, and then you're going to explain that example. So we've been working on the race strategy. We should feel pretty comfortable with that. For each of these responses, you should have at least 3 sentences. So again, your response should be at least 3 sentences. This is a graded assignment, so make sure you take your time on it, proofread it, and then submit it when you're finished. All right, that's today's lesson. Please make sure you're reaching out to your teacher if you have any questions. See ya.